Hi, muckers. So I really want to talk about this Joe Jonas and Sophie Turner divorce. Divorce, babes, divorce. Anyone know the Adele reference? If you do, love you for that. I really want to talk about this because I think it's really interesting and it's a little insight into how these PR firms work on getting the media to pick a side, especially on something that is literally like a divorce, like divorce, babes, divorce. Like, why are the public having to give an opinion on a divorce, or why do the public have to pick a side when it comes to a divorce? I'm like, what? But anyway, Joe Jonas's PR team surely feel that we all have to pick a side whenever it comes to his and Sophie Turner's divorce. Divorce, babe, divorce. So we're going to get to all that. But before we get to that, I do just want to give a quick rundown. I saw this article from Elle, and it was saying Joe Jonas and Sophie Turner's complete relationship timeline. It basically talks about when they get together and stuff. But I want to fast forward to the end and kind of catch up here. So in August 2023, Turner posted a birthday tribute to Jonas for his 34th birthday on August 15th, and it was the couple wearing matching pajamas. "Happy birthday, handsome," she wrote, tagging Jonas. So here we see, so August 2023, they're publicly posting together. And then in September 2023, stick with me because I want to get to why TMZ is literally the worst and just feels like the worst media news ever. So in September 2023, fans noticed that the couple were seen with like their wedding rings during the first few days of September. And then on September 2nd, Jonas shared a picture with his brothers in which the wedding ring is visible. On September 3rd, my dad's birthday, happy birthday, Dad, TMZ reported that the couple are seeking a divorce following 6 months of difficulty in their relationship. Now, TMZ is going to be a very important factor in this, so keep TMZ like right here in your mind. Jonas has supposedly reached out to lawyers, and a source claims that he has been responsible for the kids for the last few months while on tour as Turner films in London. The couple also so this is all information from TMZ. The couple also recently sold their mansion in Miami after buying it just a year ago, marking a season of change. On September 5th, Jonas was the one who filed for divorce in Miami, stating in court documents that the marriage between the parties is broken. The couple has a prenup in place, and Jonas requested joint custody of their 2 daughters. Later, on September 5th, a lot happened within a couple days, sources spoke to People and Page 6 about what led to Jonas and Turner's split. They were not separated, but they've been living separate lives for months, a source says who knows the couple, adding that they spent the summer apart. They haven't gotten along in a while, but they're hoping to resolve this all. As far as the custody goes, this literally all just happened, so they're figuring it out in real time, the source continued. They did have a prenup, and as a family that were based in Florida, the kids were with him for the last few months, traveling with him and the family while he's been on tour, and Sophie has been working in the UK. Now, one thing I want to bring your attention to before we start getting to the TMZ of it all, sorry, I have a cat hair right here, but I can get it. Got it. One thing I want to, oh no, I didn't. Got it. Wow, it was huge cat hair. Really can't see it. Can you see it? There it is. One thing I want to bring your attention to before this is that there is so much media coverage of this. And the media coverage is 100% on Joe Jonas's side. Now, it is saying that the kids are with him fully. He is 100% the custody of the kids right now. 100%. 100%. He's the only one. While she's working in London, not even looking after the kids, right? And all the media attention is very much so on his side. The sources that are breaking the news are saying, Joe Jonas is a great father. The marriage is over and he's wrecked with it, which leads me to believe that it's his camp that are portraying this in the light that he is the better one in this and the public support him because he's looking after the kids and he's doing whatever. We haven't even got to the TMZ of it all. I need to wipe my nose because this cat hair is like making me feel that I have to sneeze. Hold on, give me a moment. If I can recommend to anyone, if you want to get a cat, just know that you will be wiping your nose for the rest of your life. So again, we move on and it says that, he's working with the kids and she's just off in London. Important to know, okay? The source added that the divorce does not come as a surprise to anyone who knows them. Page 6 spoke to a source close to the Jonas family who described the divorce being the result of many disagreements. The divorce was the last resort for Joe. He never wanted to break up his family, but he felt he had to do what was best for his girls. Again, more news coverage that is 100%. These cat hairs are going to be the death of me. Got it. 100% on Joe Jonas' side. He's the one that's looking out for the kids. He's the one who's making the decisions. Hello? This is a PR move. This is a PR move. And we're going to get to more why that is in a second. An unhappy home isn't a home. And the truth is that he and Sophie were going through a lot this year. The source continued. There's a lot of noise out there, but it wasn't a straw that broke the camel's back situation like it's being reported. The disagreements kept building, and Joe, always focus on the wording here, finally reached a point where he felt he had exhausted all options to salvage the marriage. This is Joe Jonas's PR team working hard to make you love Joe Jonas and to make you not think that Sophie Turner is a good wife and to make you think that she's not a good mother. Okay, so on Saturday, September 9th, Joe Jonas seemed to walk back on some of the statements that had been made about the split. And he made a statement that was basically saying that this is a mutual decision. And then Sophie Turner also released a statement that was like, this was a mutual decision. But it's important to note that until that point, the media coverage had been so heavily Joe Jonas this, Joe Jonas that. And I think it's really, 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 really disgusting that this is very clearly a PR move trying to separate the public against Sophie Turner because Joe Jonas and her are getting a divorce. Now, to further prove this, Joe Jonas 100% has contacts at TMZ, in my opinion. TMZ. Joe Jonas, Sophie Turner sell Miami home for $15 million. They're always the first. Take a look inside the gorgeous home just sold. Joe Jonas and Sophie Turner are headed for divorce. They're always the first to break the story. Update. It looks like Joe Jonas was spotted without his wedding ring weeks ago. They're ending their 4-year relationship. This is all them breaking the news. Joe Jonas wears ring at concert despite looming divorce. Joe Jonas may have been shopping for divorce lawyers, but it looks like he's not giving up the symbol of marriage just yet. It's all very motivational, isn't it? It's all very motivational. Oh my God, he's the perfect husband and the perfect dad. And all these articles in the process are trying to push down Sophie Turner. And then the third time they're posting this same fucking article, Joe Jonas was spotted wearing his wedding ring Sunday night at his concert. The same day that they post another 2 articles, Joe Jonas files for divorce from Sophie Turner. Joe Jonas has filed legal documents to end his marriage. 3 articles in his defense about how he's the one ending it in one day. 3 in one day. Joe Jonas and Sophie Turner break silence on their divorce. Again, this is now the 4th article in one day, and the statement was this. Statement from the two of us. After 4 wonderful years of marriage, we have mutually decided to end our marriage. There are many narratives as to why this is, but this is a united decision, and we sincerely hope that everyone can respect our wishes and the privacy for our children. Joe Jonas filed for divorce after allegedly catching Sophie Turner on Ring camera. Ah! Were you shocked by the news that hashtag Joe Jonas and hashtag Sophie Turner are getting a divorce? Yes or no? Joe Jonas and Sophie Turner addressed the end of their marriage. Apparently, the last straw in Joe Jonas's decision to file for divorce included something he heard on a Ring camera. Okay? That same day, this is all one day, by the way, Joe Jonas takes daughters out to eat after filing for divorce from Sophie Turner. So he's filed for divorce, and he's now the loving father. And the paparazzi seem to be there photographing this entire thing. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a PR move from Joe Jonas, and I think it's absolutely disgusting. Again, this is all in my opinion, that it's like willing to throw Sophie Turner, the wife of your kids, under the bus to... And also, what's even worse is that it is still going on. From TMZ. Joe Jonas breaks silence on divorce. Joe Jonas is breaking his silence and saying it's been really rough on him. Joe Jonas breaks his silence. These are all posted on the same fucking day. Joe Jonas filed for divorce after allegedly catching her saying something on camera. Joe Jonas breaks silence on divorce. He caught her saying something on Ring camera. Joe Jonas is getting much needed love from his brothers. Do you think Joe Jonas had good intentions in trying to force her out of the home whenever he wanted to look after their kids? Joe Jonas had problems with Sophie Turner after the birth of her second child. Joe Jonas hugs brothers on stage amidst divorce. Hashtag Joe Jonas was in dad mode, spotted to eat out in LA with his little ones. This is, in my opinion, a PR move in an attempt to slander Sophie Turner. Because also, if I scroll down here, the narrative that is being pushed now in defense, there's nothing being pushed in the defense of Sophie Turner, by the way, but Joe Jonas is being photographed out with the kids and they know his location and they're there with the cameras and they're there to, and he's the amazing father. And there's nothing ever in support of Sophie Turner. Not even in support of Sophie Turner. There's nothing that are literally just being neutral. And yes, Sophie has been very publicly outspoken about not wanting the paparazzi near their children. The day of the divorce announcements, Joe Jonas spotted with his little ones. Let me tell you something. This is him or his PR team or someone is orchestrating this, in my opinion. Now again, the narrative that TMZ are now pushing, Joe Jonas' Ring camera was what led to the divorce. Let's slow down, Adam. Sorry, I'm getting heated because this is bothering me. Joe Jonas saw and heard something with Sophie Turner that was the last straw in his decision to file for the divorce, and it involves a Ring camera. Joe had access to a Ring camera that said that he captured Sophie saying or doing something that made him realize the divorce was over. TMZ broke the story. The easiest paid off media outlet. Their marriage has been on the rocks for at least 6 months. And blah, 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 blah. It says that they have different lifestyles. And that's the reason that Joe Jonas needed to end it. Now, let me pull something up for you. Because this really bothered me. There is... Let me do some quick maths here. 2019, 20, 21, 22, 23. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Sophie Turner got married to Joe Jonas, who is 33. She's now 27. When she was 22 years old. Okay? And Joe Jonas was in it, like, would have just been 30. So Joe Jonas is at a 30-year-old, got married to a 22-year-old, and is now telling the press the reason she met him when she was 19. So there's a huge age difference in this relationship, okay? And the huge age difference isn't coming from, I mean, she's 27 now and he's 34, right? The problem is that he was a full-grown adult that met her when she was like 18 or 19 or very, very, very young. And that's the huge difference in age. But the problem is that Joe Jonas and his team, or someone who is endorsing Joe Jonas, is telling the media that the reason that she got divorced and Joe Jonas made the decision was because their lifestyles were so different. Because all she wanted to do was go out and party, and all he wanted to do was stay in with the kids. The media, in Joe Jonas's defense, this is literally painting a picture that is slanderous of this woman, is judging her for not becoming a stay-at-home mom who did nothing but put the dinner on and look after the kids. They're saying this about someone who got married at 22. That Joe Jonas was so distraught that Sophie Turner did not immediately stop going out clubbing or stop drinking or stop going to the bar because she had his kids. And their lifestyles are so different that he cannot take it anymore. And he has to look after the kids on his own because she's so reckless that she will go out to the bar. Meanwhile, they got married when she was 22 and he was like 30 or something like that. And he had to have known her from the time that she was, what, like a teenager? Like 19 or something? Yeah, 19. I think it is so calculated. And it really bothers me because this is a media campaign. Whoever is funding it. So now we're saying that he's finding her saying something on a Ring camera or doing something wrong, but he also has a problem with their significant different in lifestyles. She likes to party. He likes to stay at home with the kids. They're now painting her as a reckless woman because she's doing what 20-year-olds do. She is a 20-year-old. It doesn't matter that she has kids. She is still a 20-year-old. And someone in defense of Joe Jonas is now pushing to the media that she is a reckless woman who doesn't look after her kids, and Joe Jonas is seeking flight away from her. And the media are not feeding into it. Or the media are feeding into it, but the public aren't. Because the amount of people I've seen on social media go, this is an obvious attempt at trying to slander Sophie Turner. And it's an obvious attempt at trying to ruin her and make him look good. He fled. He's looking after the kids. She's reckless. She's a 20-year-old. She's in her 20s, sorry. You're in your mid-30s. And I'm so glad that the media response is not what they want it to be. Because this is a very clear, very, very, very clear slander attempt at Sophie Turner. And I think in the media, you know, the media has more of a... It's much easier for the media to be paid off to take down Sophie Turner than it is for Joe Jonas because of the incredibly misogynistic environment in which we live in. But I'm so glad that people aren't feeding into it. TMZ releasing like 5 articles a day in his defense. Please. Not even in his defense. Painting him as the savior of the children. How dare ye? I really did want to cover this because it just was... Shout out to Sophie Turner.